my first video in this car. I don't drive it, but but I haven't had anything to talk about for real. Like as far as why I haven't recorded a fucking video, and because I was like, I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm not gonna like force myself talking about nothing until recently, where it's like because I'm like doing an internship. It's like obviously I'm put in a position where I gotta like do different things, talk to different people, whatever. And obviously because I want to be a social worker, fun fact, but not like a CPS social worker or one that works in foster care. Like I don't want to do that. But I'm interning here because they was the ones that hit me back. So I'm like, this is just what I'm gonna have to do. But for the internship, but I feel like it's been boring so far just because I haven't done much because it's still early, but I feel like I'm still overwhelmed in a sense of like I know all that I'm gonna have to do, but also eventually, but also like having to like not communicate, but like talk to different people even in a sense that's not in work. Like otherwise, like I feel like I look crazy. Like I feel like even outside of like working and stuff like that, I feel like with people, I feel like I'm not who they want me to be or what they expect me to be, and I'm seen more as like a weirdo. I feel like, or like awkward, because I am awkward. Like I'm awkward. Like I know that, but I feel like it's so other people. The way it's apparent to me is different to how it's apparent or like how other people perceive how I am when I like socialize. Like I feel like for other people, they might look at me as more like, oh, she's mean, she's nonchalant, she doesn't care, da da da. Like when it's like in reality in my head, I'm probably just like overthinking shit, or I generally don't have nothing to say, or I'm like awkward, or I'm anxious. Like that's how I'm looking at it. But I feel like other people take it differently. Like when I don't socialize with them, or if I don't know what to say, like, or if I seem uncomfortable. But yeah, I feel like having relationships or like having to socialize and having different relationships as far as familial, like trying, like, you know, even though I haven't tried to date, but romantic, platonic, even though I don't have friends either, but, and then also like work relationships, it's like way more overwhelming to me than I feel like it would be for like a regular person. I don't know why. Like I feel like those are like the main things that's like hard for me. Like being vulnerable as well as like socializing and like just having relationships, which I feel like they go hand in hand. Like compared to other people who might like my age have, even though I know other people have like social anxiety or maybe autistic, whatever, like, which I feel like I am, but I don't know. But I haven't been diagnosed with it yet. But it feels like other people have maybe harder times. Like being an adult, let me skirt that. Being an adult, I feel like the paying for stuff or did it like the basic stuff that would be hard as an adult, you know, because you didn't have to do it as a kid. That stuff I don't even like care about. Like I feel like it's more about like the socializing and relationship part where it's like hard for me the most, like compared or like and then being vulnerable as well and like intimate is like way more of like a thing for like a bigger issue for me than like, you know, building your credit or, you know, regular adult stuff like that. I'm like I haven't had like a super, I guess, tough time with, but like obviously, yeah, relationships I feel like I have. It's hard for me to like maintain them. It's hard for me to like gain them, maintain them, and like, what is the word? Be consistent. Like, because there might be times where I'm like, oh, like this day I'm good, and like as far as like socializing, and then the next 2 days I'm like I don't feel like talking or I don't know what to say. So it's just like I don't know. I'm looking because trying to listen to this sound that my car is making, but I just feel like based off of that, I feel like when people meet me or like see me or just interact with me, it's not how they expect me to be, and then I feel like it's also not how they want me to be. Like I feel like, and this is just based off of different interactions and like relationships I've had, I feel like it's looked at as like something's wrong with me because I don't operate in this. And I get how in certain instances, like, that I've been in, how it could be like, you know, like, you're weird, like, or you seem weird, like, and not because I'm doing like weird stuff to like hurt nobody or whatever it may be, but it's just like certain shit that's like that I may not do that other people look at as normal when that you should be doing, I guess. But it's more so that I feel like people, based off interactions and relationships I've had, look at me as in the sense of like something's wrong with me. Like, I don't know, like how my brain works or how I look at stuff, or me not being able to like do certain stuff as easier. Is it seems like other people look at me like something's wrong with me and that like I am a weirdo. And it's just like, I feel like even in high school, like it was like that. Middle school, well, not middle school, like, but yeah, like high school, where I feel like people had a different perception, even if I showed something different. I don't know. Or even if I showed other parts of me, it was like always like, I feel like one perception. But, and part of that was like me being, you know, a certain way. But yeah, I'm just like, it's kind of weird to like deal with or like think about, because it's like isolating on my part because I'm not vulnerable enough, which is something I need to work on. But also just the way I communicate, like socializing and stuff, is just not regular. And I don't think it's gonna ever be regular, because sometimes I simply don't want to talk to people. Other times I may not just not know what to say. Other times I may be in a bad mood, like whatever the case may be. But usually it's just like me. Also, I just have anxiety as well, so it doesn't help. But yeah, I feel like for other people, they look at it as something different. This video is like really bad. I'm not articulating as right as I wanted to, but I feel like, because I'm like distracted, but I feel like it's not how, like, I don't know, like I just feel like it's hard to deal with in a sense of like, because it's isolating, like I was saying. But isolating in a sense, obviously I know I have a part in that, because I can try more as far as like being vulnerable or whatever. But then it's also isolating in the sense that I'm like, people looking at like parts of me that is just who I am. Like I have social anxiety. I feel like I have autism, but who knows? And I also, sometimes I just like being alone a lot more than probably the average person. So it's like, it's isolating on that standpoint, because other people don't get that, or they look at it as like, you're weird, like, or like you have attitude, or you're da da da. Like, I feel like I've had so many instances as well where it's like working wise, where it's like me not talking is an issue. Like, talking to people is an issue. Like, even though I'm kind to them when spoken, and I speak when spoken to, or, you know, and I do whatever I'm supposed to do, but it's like more of like an issue, because I'm not like buddy and like not trying to be friends, or like not trying to get to know people on like a super deep level, because it's not what I'm here to do, type thing. So I don't know, this was kind of like all over the place. Like, I wrote something down, but because it's in my notes and I like can't, I was like, I didn't even want to like read it down. But yeah.